Hey my friends, this is Aldie, and today I want to give you 3 money rules that will make you incredibly wealthy. So listen up. The first rule is that money rewards producers. A lot of people are consumers, and unfortunately, we haven't learned how to become a producer in school, work, home, and church. So we have to learn how to become a producer by being able to produce. A lot of people ask me, well, how do you do it? You just have to do it. If you want to make a pizza, make the pizza. If you want to write the book, write the book. If you want to create a new car, try to find out everything you can to create a new car and actually do it. Money is the harvest of your production. So if you want to earn twice as much, you have to do twice as much. But you also have to make sure that as you're supplying your products and services, that other people are also equally valuing your products and services. When it comes to producing, you really have to seek a new way to add more value. Ask yourself, how can I add more value to more people in less time? In other words, how can I increase the quality and the quantity of work that I deliver so I can benefit the largest number of people in the shortest amount of time? Remember, if you do more than you're paid to do, you'll get paid more than you do. So even though you don't necessarily see a way you're going to get paid or rewarded, you still have to add value. And if you keep on adding value, eventually the world is going to find a way to pay and reward you for your services. The second money rule that can make you wealthy is to take risks. Money requires risk. Now, here's the fact. If you're willing to do what 97% of people are unwilling to do, you will get paid like what 97% of people wish they could make. Money requires bravery. It requires someone that's bold, not someone that wants certainty, not someone that wants everything to be perfect before they start. It requires someone to take a risk, because risk is the safest way you can go. Money also hates to be bored. It hates to be hoarded. If it's sitting in a bank account, it's always going to ask its owner, what should I do? What should you spend your money on? And if the owner doesn't decide, then that money will either be spent involuntarily or it will be wasted. In other words, your money always wants you to tell it what to do. If you're not able to control your money will be able to control you. It's going to tell you what to do if you don't tell it what to do. Let me give you a clear example. A lot of people save money just to save money. They save for an emergency fund just in case something happens in their life. Let's say you save $10,000. Now, because you've saved this money, you've proved to the world that you have the discipline to put money in your bank account. But when you save money, you'll also see opportunities in order to spend them. And you have to be decisive as to how you plan to spend your money. Let's say you see an opportunity to spend a piece of the money or the whole entire amount, but you don't do it. And you say, you know what, I'm going to forsake this opportunity, and you just go along in life. Now what's going to happen is that if you were meant to spend that money, but you didn't do it, that money will trickle out of your bank account because you didn't obey the universal law. Now I'm not saying that every time you save money, the world is going to ask you to make an investment every single time. But what I am saying is that there will be times where you save your money and the world will ask you to make that investment, and if you don't, then it will be involuntarily taken from you. Let me give you a clear example. There's been many instances where I quoted someone a fee for my services and they knew that it was the right thing to do. I knew it was the right thing to do, and we were ready to work together. But some way, somehow, their fear has held them back and they weren't able to initiate the process. And of course, weeks or months later, I would get a phone call or an email of them telling me that some way, somehow, their money has miraculously disappeared, either through a hospital bill or a robbery or some weird thing that is highly unpredictable. Now, the reason why I believe this happened was because they held onto their money fearfully. Remember, money hates to be hoarded. It hates to be held fearfully. It wants someone who's willing to take a risk, someone who's always bold. Because these people held onto their money so fearfully, they lost their money because they weren't able to make their financial commitment in faith. If you don't make conscious and logical decisions about your money, then other people and other forces outside of you will do it for you. Remember, the only reason to save is to invest. Now, I'm not saying don't have an emergency fund. But what I am saying is that if you save to invest, eventually you'll have an emergency fund. So just in case there's an emergency, you always have the money to take care of anything you may need. The third money rule that can make you wealthy is that money requires responsibility. If you can take care of a certain amount of money, the world will see to it that you get even more. For instance, if you learn how to take care of $1,000 and learn how to really use it, then the world will bless you with $10,000 and more. Whoever possesses great wealth also has to pay extraordinary attention to details. They have to look over their bank statements. They have to review their credit scores. They have to talk to their spouse about money and also fix their attitudes and mindsets when it comes to controlling their wealth. When I talk about managing your financial responsibilities, it just doesn't all come at once. It comes little by little, and if you're able to take responsibility of the small amounts, eventually bigger amounts will come along your way. A good example of this is when people reach out to me and they say, Daniel, I just want to make passive streams of income, or I want to grow my income streams in my business by adding products and services or even marketing online. And the first thing I have to tell them is that if you want real income streams, you have to put attention on each income stream. How much attention are you putting on your first income stream? Because if you put the right attention and you take care of that one, eventually the world is going to see to it that you get 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. Now the general populace thinks that when they have more money, life becomes extraordinarily easier. And it can be. But remember that money requires a lot of responsibility. You really have to pay attention and you really have to watch your money all the time if you want it to grow. When it comes to earning, protecting, spending, and investing your money, it can become very tiresome. So you have to keep your mind alert and you always have to watch exactly how money is related to your life and what you plan to do in the next stage. When it comes to money, you need a great deal of wisdom. Just remember that when you focus on wisdom, the wallet will come. When it comes to money, you have to know what you're doing, who you're doing it with, when you're doing it, and why you're doing it. If you understand how money works, you will begin to have more of it in your life because you prove to the world that you can take responsibility of your finances. In summary, these are the 3 money rules that can make you wealthy. Follow them very closely, and if you do, you yourself can become wealthy as well. My friends, if you like this video, make sure you share it, subscribe, and comment in the section below. I look forward to seeing you next time.